For those who don't know me, I'm Bill Seremetis. I am in the Drupal community since day one, more or less. And today I will be presenting you some ideas that helped us in Anertech essentially to maximize our efficiency. I am tech lead at Managed Services. I've been in the community, like I said, and I'm also part of the DDEV community. So this presentation mentions DDEV a lot, but DDEV is not a requirement. It's about the idea, not about the tool. I've been doing DevOps for many, many years. I helped several companies migrate to DDEV, and I can see about 3 of them in the room. Thank you all for being here. And I work for Anertech, who has 30 developers, more or less. It varies from time to time. We're about 40 people, 45 people, I think. And the Managed Services team currently looks after 100 websites. 103, I think, was the last time I checked. We've been to 108, we've been to 85. Again, numbers matter, but they also change. So who is this talk for? This is both about team leads and individual developers. Like I said, DDEV is not what we are talking about here. It's about how to boost your efficiency regardless of the tool. Team leaders and agency owners will probably benefit the most out of this. Multi-project teams of any size will also benefit. One-man armies, again, with many projects, have a lot to gain from this. Single project teams can get the ideas and apply, but they don't have any need for the extra complexity that I'm going to describe. So you will definitely going to stay, but don't stick on the how do I do this with the complexity of the add-on. The challenge for a team of our size and for many other companies is always scale. The number of projects, the number of clients, the number of people inside the team. Let's see why this creates chaos. And hopefully this should work. This is how team configurations change when you have more people or more projects. You can see it can go up to billions, even though I keep it between 50 developers and 100 projects. Team configuration is, from just me and Tony, or having another one in the team, having a leader in the team. I'm seeing friends here, so I'm mentioning them. And if I go out of the team, then it's another configuration. This is the scale. At this scale, you cannot solve problems by tapping someone on the shoulder. Can you? I don't think so. Knowledge, process, good habits, everything lives in people's heads unless you encode it somehow. When other people are busy, those things don't transfer. When they leave the team, those things disappear. So this talk is about encoding that knowledge into something that travels in every project and with every project. Apart from the scale, it's also more parts that contribute to chaos. Repetitive tasks cost time, and every developer does those repetitive tasks differently. Knowledge silos. Who in here hasn't faced knowledge silos in their team? I don't see any hands. Who has faced them? I expected that. The efficient way to do things, again, lives inside people's heads. And skill set, the skills of every people and every developer, greatly vary. If you ask me to do JavaScript, good luck. But if you ask me doing DevOps, you are probably in better hands. Onboarding friction. A new member joins just now. How do they do things? Where do they find where information exists? Or even an existing member that has been for years inside the company moves from a different project to one that they have never been before. These aren't setup problems, they aren't configuration problems. DDEV or Doxal handle those things. These are process problems, at least the way I see them. Where do your team best practices live? Is it in a wiki? Who here has a wiki for their companies? Yeah. Do your developers read it? Do they remember it when they read it? Do they go back to see for updates? Obviously, we all send Slack or Teams messages, and we send announcements. They just go away. No, sometimes they don't even get a response. Yeah, I read it. Nothing. But this is something important. That is fragile. Wiki, Slack, talking to people, that's fragile. It's inconsistent. Let's see an idea for a possible solution and what has been working for us greatly over the last couple of years. So for anyone not fully familiar, DDEV is a development environment tool built on top of Docker. Lando, Doxal, your own, they can all do the same thing. Project level config is committed inside the Git directory, and it is traveling along with the project. So your PHP version, extra services, anything you want is inside your Git repository. Add-ons are shareable, installable packages of DDEV configuration. They also get committed inside the project. You may have used add-ons for Redis or Solar, Backstop maybe, or XAS GUI. All these are services, right? So add-ons are for services? No. In reality, an add-on is a group of files. That is all. It's a versionable, installable, updatable group of files. Once you start seeing things that way, the use cases multiply. The horizon just changed. Forget add-on as a service provider, and for now, in this room, think add-on as a way to ship your team's collective knowledge into every project. Essentially, you are deploying it into every computer, every developer in the team when they git clone. With that thought, we built one add-on. An add-on can include anything. At the very basic part, they can include custom commands, CLI commands, or terminal user interfaces, scripted and reliable, proven and foolproof, either for daily and tedious tasks or hard-to-remember flows. We will get to that hard-to-remember flows. They can also include DDEV hooks. What happens when? When you import a DB, you must sanitize it, right? You must also delete the unsanitized dump if it was downloaded. It can also include boilerplate configs, templates, AI prompts, because, we are in an event that deals a lot with AI. Again, all proven and agreed about. I hear somebody in the room thinking, yeah, but, this particular project is special. This is a unicorn among our clients. Have you ever faced a unicorn project? I don't have enough hands to mention the unicorn projects. Yeah, I believe you, I've been there. Unicorns exist and overrides exist. The add-on sets the floor, not the ceiling. When you have a need for an override, you add an override just for that particular part, not for everything. You don't destroy your workflow for one client. In this screenshot, you see the DDEV start output. In case you've never seen it, it's lots of text loading, and the 3 arrows showing different DDEV hooks firing. The first one shows us the pre-start, and what I do here is I'm installing our own opinionated, highly opinionated set of Git hooks. So there is no excuse for everyone in my team saying, I don't know how to install Git hooks. They don't need to. I do that for them. I'm also setting development mode. So when the project starts, they will be as they expect it to be, because this is what we agreed upon. Your use case may vary, but this is for us. Change it for your needs. And I am also clearing caches, because, how many times have you asked, have you cleared the caches? We discussed the DDEV hooks part. Let's check at what is knowledge. How can we encode our company's knowledge? Let's get serious. Your add-on can and should encode the accumulated knowledge of what correct is for your team. Every team, every company does things different. That's fine, it's perfect. The moment we all start doing the same, some unicorn appears and says, hey, I do it the other way, I want it the other way. So every misconfiguration we had to debug, every rule that this must never reach production again. And we've said that again many times. Every badly resolved composer conflict and more. What we did, we made one command called DDEV sanity check. The naming might not be the best here, but we called it like that and we stuck. And right now it is more than 400 lines of code of accumulated team knowledge. It runs in about 4 to 5 seconds, and it checks for every little stupid thing we've done in the past. And we are just humans. We are allowed to do such things. It's okay. I don't treat my people like you shouldn't do that. It's okay. We're getting tired and so on. In the screenshot, you will obviously see an exaggerated output for this presentation. I don't know if the red letters are visible, but you will see that we are running an unsupported version of Drupal. And for years, we forgot to update the views file operation, file YAML. So our Drupal core doesn't have that little nice delete button for our clients. And we get requests from our clients saying, why can't I delete a file? Yeah, because that wasn't part of Drupal 9, it is now, but we never updated the install configuration with the upstream configuration because it doesn't happen automatically. The fix takes less than 30 seconds. You copy, paste, and it's done. Communication with the client will take hours, and again, puts you in the spot because everybody else has it. Every CMS out there has it, but their CMS doesn't. Now, that's bad. It's bad reputation for us. We are also checking whether modules or vendor files that developers usually forget to check need to be updated. You update Drupal, but do you update a sub-dependency of your project? We are checking whether our local environment and the production environment match. Because if my production runs 8.3 PHP and I'm running 8, something is going to crash and I will not even see it. So everything that we've done in the past and we shoot our feet, we encoded it. And it's running really, really fast. And we add things every day to the fact that now we need to refactor it. Further on institutional knowledge, how do you debug things? Debugging is a skill that some people have more than others, and that's acceptable. But, for example, how do you resolve a botnet attack? And how many in your team actually know where to look for the log files, how to grep them, how to identify a botnet attack, or a simple attack, or a crawler that is very aggressive? I can tell you that I couldn't do this at the end of the previous year. I'm feeling very confident about it now. Forensics are hard, especially if you don't deal with them often. So what we did, and this comes from last week, this actually happened last week, and I had to change the presentation to include it. We made an offline script. It doesn't rely on LLMs. And it quickly scans the access log file. It knows where the access log file is for every host. Well, it doesn't know, but we have tools to get it fast. Scans it, and it runs in 9.6 seconds on a multi-million line file, and it gives you a pointer. This IP is something you should check. It doesn't block anything. It doesn't set any firewall rules. It doesn't tell you to, do it now. It's a pointer. When I have to face an attack, a pointer can save me hours. It was a small botnet attack. It was 140 IPs. Well, they were still counting. They were still spinning up VMs and attacking us because I saw that afterwards. When I calmed down and I checked everything, I could see the thing. But at this moment, the client has already called us. They are already during some event of theirs, and their site is down. Well, it's obviously down. It's a very small site, but it is important to them. I have my pointer, and I could react in seconds instead of minutes or hours. So, what did we do? That tool, which was experimental and a work in progress, and something that may have worked, we deployed it to every project, and now every developer in the team has access to it. DDEV log count. Is it the best example? I don't know, but it works for us. Your ideas will be different. Your mileage will definitely vary, but treat this as what you can do, what you can achieve. I just turned a 3 or 4 hour firefighting session into a 15-minute firefighting session. And If it suggests the government IP and it is actually attacking the site and I block it for 20 minutes, that's fine. I will unblock it once the site is back. Okay? By the way, yeah, obviously it suggests that government IPs would attack the site. Now, how many different hosts do you have? We have 5, 6, 7. Anyone having more than one? We have Pantheon, Absan, Acquia, Tybus, DigitalOcean, Linode. I should stop around here, and this is not an advertisement by all means. Every host does things just a little bit differently, just a little bit. So if I spend my entire month on Absan and I have to switch to Acquia, that context switch is great. Where are the log files? I don't know. How do I resume an environment? How do I take a backup? And multiply this by 30 people and by 100 projects. So, because of that differences and the underlying technologies, some use Drush, others use Terminus, Absan CLI, Acquia CLI, and so on. It's impossible to remember how they accept arguments, how they work, what I need to do. We created a terminal user interface. You start it, Absan Control Center, and it asks you, what do you want to do? Resume the environment. Okay, see the running activities. You click it. Everything that happens after that is scripted. It will ask you for the project. It will ask you for the environment, dev, master, production, whatever that you want to see, and it will give you the output. I probably run this command 40 to 60 times a day. Not a week, not a month, a day. My team is probably doing it, if we all sum up things, a couple hundred times a day. I don't need to remember any of the things of every host. I just need to script them properly once, and they will just be there for me to use. The next screenshot just shows me the list of activities of a project on Absan. I still don't remember how to get to that resulting page, yet I have to see it multiple times a day. Other things you can encode and other things that I suggest that you encode. Management workflows. The developer is all day inside the terminal. Logging time, updating a task with a comment or a description, it requires switching to the browser. Sometimes that's friction. You might say, yeah, it's not. But give me a second here. Let's try and encode it. It doesn't matter if you use Jira, Redmine, GitHub issues. We as a team, we use Teamwork. The principle is the same. If I need to time log 15 minutes on a client for, I don't know, capturing config, I need to open the browser, log into the tool, navigate to the ticket, log time, click the log time icons. Usually there are some tiny icons. You have to actually pinpoint them. Oh, you have to wait for the Ajax pop-up to load, save it, and so on. I can do DDEV time log 15 minutes, and the description. I'm fast. It took me 1 second to do that. Needless to say that, yeah, it's seconds that you are saving, but it's context switching that you are also avoiding. The moment I demoed this to my colleagues, they all agreed on one thing. Due to the amount of clients and context switching, this is making their brains, less tired. It's a win for my friends. It's not a win for the client. You can also enforce quality gates and quality standards. Again, your opinionated version of them. Like I said, a commit hook that is not installed or somebody doesn't know how to install doesn't exist. You have documented it, it's everywhere. If it's not installed, it doesn't exist. Now, the add-on installs it automatically every time the project starts. Even if a developer deletes this on purpose for a particular commit, it will be reinstalled the next day. The person who joined last week, the team, also has this installed, even though they don't know what a Git hook is. When I roll an update, they will all get the update. Let's say we decide as a company to change the commit message pattern because, I don't know, we want to have an ampersand at the end, something. We can roll it out today. Everybody will have it tomorrow morning. Even people that are on sabbatical or traveling to Japan, when they get back, they will have it waiting for them, even if they don't get the memo, even if they don't get the announcement, even if they don't go to the wiki. Obviously, in an event that is discussing AI, and with AI being as capable as it is right now, it is only logical to include them. LLMs, if you've never faced them, if you've been living in a box all these months, you interact with them via prompting. Prompt quality is wildly inconsistent across people and inside a team. Some had the time to train about this, some not yet. Some are better at it naturally, and some think they are just chatting, so they're wasting tokens, and they will never get a proper answer. The gap exists whether you know it or not. It's there. And there are other important factors. Some people may use an LLM and not consider that they are violating GDPR if they don't do it properly. Or you might not want to give access to your source code, your custom modules, to an LLM yet for any reason. So let's see if we can encode this. Actually, we can encode this, script this, put any guardrails that we want, and share the prompt with the team. In the screen, you see another terminal user interface. It only has two options as of now. It is distributed in every project, and it's there if a member of the team needs it. Because they are scripts, from here I'm invoking scripts, I have the power to run before and after commands. I have the power of Bash and Python before and after my LLM prompt. So I can take a dump, an access log, a debug log, or anything, remove the IPs, mask the IPs of my visitors, send it to Claude, get an answer, and unmask it. But what I'm sending to Claude doesn't violate any laws, doesn't violate GDPR. Masking and unmasking happens in my laptop. I bet you might all have thought about asking Claude about, debugging something, but at the time when the fire is happening, you don't think about GDPR. Well, here's your script. It does it for you. By the way, Claude can actually write backstop.js scripts in less than 30 minutes for huge sites. Our developers, over years, we've been trying to add tests on every site, and hear me out here. Our sites are rescued sites from companies that closed, from companies that couldn't support them anymore because they grew too much. We don't deal with our code. We deal with code that other people wrote. We don't have tests. Sometimes we don't even have readmes or Git history. Okay, so we need to start from something. And we don't get like, I will pay you 80 hours to add tests in the project. We will never have this. Our developers needed from 1 to 3 hours to add scenarios to a project. Claude can do it in every time, 2 minutes and 49 seconds, every time. And it can run about 70 scenarios, whereas we could, at best, add maybe 15, 12, that was our limit. It will know about multiple languages, it will know about different content types because it scans the sitemap, detects patterns, creates the final backstop test, and if you give it the correct prompting, and all of this is online on GitHub, you will get it. If you give it the correct prompt, you can describe what you don't want inside. And I've seen the session before me about test all the things, and it was really, really good. Catch it afterwards, if you weren't there. We are not doing it to that extent. We are testing entire pages. We expect the test to fail, but we are catching big errors very, very quickly. So if my tests identify a wide screen of death, I can see it. The important thing was for us to have tests, not to have the best tests ever. Now, some of you might laugh here, but we have the non-command commands. Remember, I alone jump in about 6 projects in my day. My team jumps between 50 and 60 times between projects in a good day. So we have wrapper commands. You don't need to remember if your host is Acquia or Pantheon. You don't need to do DDEV pull. Where are they? No. The project knows where they are. So we've wrapped fetchdb for every project around the command that actually needs to be executed. So if your project lives on Apsan, you will do DDEV fetchdb, and it will execute DDEV pull Apsan, skip files, yes, and blah, blah, blah. Is that important? Absolutely. The moment one of our clients changed host, we had to update everybody. Yeah, you know, they changed host, they are there now. With this command, we don't have to do this. The moment someone new joins the team, the first thing they know is DDEV start, DDEV fetchdb. 2 things, and they're ready to go. They don't even need to go in the wiki. We also have discovery or navigational commands. We have DDEV lints and DDEV tests. Some tests have Bhat, other tests have Cypress, PHP unit, but we don't know what every project has. We don't know if it was there before or if we're adding it slowly, and we haven't reached perfection yet. Now, I can't remember 100 projects, what each project has. I type DDEV tests, I get an answer with the tests that are available, and I also get an answer on how to execute them. So all of these things don't live in my brain anymore. I have room for other things, like remembering when the kids need to go, play their game or something. For me and for us, this was powerful, especially when jumping between projects. I can only hope that it's also powerful and feels powerful for you. Now, pros and cons. And, it's the honest part. Everything has been honest, but let's be really honest here. It wasn't always smooth sailing. What was nice, it became easier to communicate with people inside the team. Fewer commands to remember, simpler commands to remember. If you call me on the phone while I'm driving and I answer, the music stops and I answer, I say, yeah, DDEV remote DB. I don't have to explain more. I don't have to tell you, this project is a special unicorn and you have to make an SSH tunnel. It's all scripted. It's DDEV remote DB, like every other project. As long as you are on the VPN, which is outside of DDEV, obviously, things will work for you. One place to improve, and this is very important, I don't need to keep track of which clients don't have the latest version. We updated that command to do that, and 90 clients have it, but who are the other 10? I update in one place, everybody gets the update the next time they start. Important, not necessarily related to what we discuss here, but we scripted it in these processes. Consistent branch naming and commit messages led to Git history on steroids. I think I missed a slide here. We did that? Yeah, I missed the details. So, consistent branch naming, it's a command for us, it's DDEV branch. It asks you for some things, and it always creates a specific pattern in the branch. Everything in the team relies on that pattern. Most important, which sounds tedious, is that every commit gets tied to the teamwork or Jira ticket. So 6 months from now, I can see the commit, and I can go back and see what happened, what was discussed, and so on. Things that didn't work that good. Again, people didn't read the add-on documentation. I hope that they did, but they didn't. Chat announcements about updates in the add-on were also ignored. The add-on itself needs maintenance. That's extra time. I want to say, and I truly believe it, we gain much more by maintaining the add-on and using what it gives us. And the adoption from the team took a lot of time. The add-on was installed in everyone's computer, in every project, but people continued their old habits. You know, forced adoption creates resentment. So if you try to go that way, go slow. Let them love it. The nicest moment, obviously, was when people realized what was in our hands and they started sending improvements. They were actually sending bug requests, you know, feature requests, bug reports, and so on, but they were improvements. Lessons learned. Remember that the add-on sets the defaults, override when you need it, but, you know, don't go crazy, have overrides everywhere. When your devs create workaround, it's a pointer that you need some areas to be improved inside your add-on. And every fiction they face is a bug report for you. The mindset shift that mattered the most and made the biggest change was treat your developers as users. They actually are the users of your product. When someone bypasses a command or does something manually, they are telling you that something is wrong. Now, I'm going to go a bit audiophile on the numbers because sometimes it's fun. Not everything is measured in minutes and time. Okay? We gain 20 seconds maybe from time log commands. We gain maybe 3 hours once per project from the AI-assisted backstop creation. You know, time. But the most important part, my friend Tony said this to me, and I copied and pasted, and I didn't even ask him. Whenever I pull down a project, it reliably and consistently all works. I get a working site and a branch ready to go in seconds. It used to be the case that when I might have been switching context a lot, I would have to spend half an hour a few times per week to resolve discrepancies, to be able to start working on a ticket. By the way, Tony works on the local gov project for Drupal. He also has a session, I think, on Friday, but I don't remember the schedule by heart. And, you know, it's not just Tony, other people in the team also had the same feeling, and that's important. Build your own and Q&A. Start small. Find a problem for your team. Don't go nuts on the first one. Try and solve it. Make a command or a hook or a configuration file. Ship it to everyone. Use the DDEV Add-on template provided by the DDEV team and build your own things. Prove the value to your team and start building more. If existing add-ons exist, if other add-ons exist, don't copy them in your add-on. If you want Redis, use the Redis add-on. If you want Solar, use the Solar add-on. Rely on them. Much work has been done in them. Override what is needed. Takeaways. Add-ons are more powerful than people realize. Standardization requires both documentation and tooling. The add-on is tooling, and start small. Our add-on is open source. It's hosted on GitHub. It's highly opinionated, and honestly, people might disagree with what we do or how we do things, but our use case is very particular. We save sites that would most normally wouldn't be online. You can scan the QR to get to GitHub or visit yourselves. I'm Bill Seremetis. I'm here on behalf of Anertech, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I really hope that we have time for questions. We have a question over there. If you can get closer, I can relate on the microphone. I don't know if we have a running microphone right now. Okay.
Thank you very much for the talk. I was checking the DDEV Add registry, and this add-on is not published there, right?
It is.
No, I mean in the DDEV Add-on registry. It is?
No, it's not in the DDEV Add-on registry, and I had a chat with Randy about this. So because this add-on is highly opinionated, it used to be at first, but because this add-on is highly opinionated, it doesn't apply to everybody. It applies just for us, to Anertech. It's open source and it's public, but it's not in the add-on registry. So you can visit it from GitHub. You can install it from GitHub. But when you do DDEV add-on list, you will not see it there. That's intentional.
Okay, it's because we have developed not the same, but something similar. We try to put all our knowledge in different add-ons. One of the problems is that it's opinionated, but I didn't find this add-on maybe because it wasn't not on the registry. But anyway, I mean, it's very interesting what you have said, and I like a lot of things that you displayed here. So every command that you have featured in your talk is available in that add-on?
Yeah, every command and way, way more, even things that didn't work out, but they've been left inside for now, and every mistake that we made during the add-on is there. It's all in the Git history. And you know, I'm not really ashamed of everything because we were trying to solve problems that are not in our daily Drupal development operations task. Now, I've seen your work. How do you call the group, big add-on that you have, Algebre?
Aljibe. It's a Spanish word.
Aljibe, yeah. I've seen it. It's an add-on that you can all go and use. It had different opinions from ours.
Yeah.
And, well, we had already started our own when you published yours. So it's not an idea that it's just me that I have it or just Anertech. Other people are doing it. What we are discussing, what we should be discussing here is, you know, find something that costs you time, money, brain damage, whatever, and code it. Make it easy. Okay?
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you all. One more question.
Bill,
Yeah.
we have worked in the past. I logged on the screen that was about attacking and all that stuff.
A bit louder, please, because...
I was logged on the screen. It was about attacking. We have worked in the past. Why a post-processing script and not a script that interacts live? We have talked in the past, you remember something?
Why a post-processing script? You know, why...
Go back.
You are not on the LLM version of it. You are
on the attack one. Where you had the attacks.
Yeah.
Here. You could even do something that live through AVK and grabs and blah, 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 blah.
We are not running commands on live because of how our hosts are configured. These are not your normal servers. I can pull down the logs. I don't want to run anything on live. Most of the time, they are really, really small machines. This thing has 64 GB of RAM. That live server had 128 megabytes.
What about...
Yeah, for reasons that I cannot explain.
Agree. What about a system that pulls the logs once in a while, so you proactively are checking, so when something starts, you find it from the beginning before it happens?
That's easy to answer, because we are not there yet.
Okay,
I mean, that's the target, that's where we want to go, but we are not there yet. And all of this is actually pinpointing where we need to improve. The commands that we encode are improvements for now. A year from now, we would have have something like aggregated logs for all sites and say, you know, an attack is happening on all our clients, but we are not there yet.
Exactly.
Mainly because it's hard. You know.
Good enough. Thanks.
Any other questions? Thank you all. I will be happy to reply to questions in the coffee area. Nice to have you here.